their composition, all very short-ranged. So it just comes down to this. Do they want to go Yi Sun-shin on Boyet or no, right? Because if they don't, that means they're going to have to go back again, maybe on a Guinevere or some utility, another utility pick. They ban out the glue, so I think it's kind of like a... Are they going for Fredrin?
I honestly...
I don't like it.
I hope not. I hope not, because then if they pick up a Fredrin, their mid trio doesn't really have a lot of kill pressure, and now the Minotaur is there as well. This is going to be pretty interesting because Minotaur is strong, but he's kind of strong when he has the Flask of the Oasis. Before that, he kind of feels like he's mostly just a support, which is funny to say because the Flask of the Oasis is, the heal is great, but the more important thing is actually that cooldown, right? Once you get a little bit of cooldown onto Minotaur, then it feels like a real hero where you're chain CCing with your team. So now Vamos, I feel like they have a pretty good pick. If this Valentina was swapped with the Zushin, I feel like they could have dealt with the Minotaur much easier.
And it's so good because, all right, the Harley comes around and Vamos were leaving the... Yeah, okay, so it is a Freya in the gold lane. Alice goes to XP. Now Vamos, do they answer the Freya with a carry or do they flex the Esme into the XP, or sorry, into the gold lane? Oh!
Wow, okay.
Okay, this is crazy because my boy told me that this was showing up in scrims. I didn't know we were going to get to see this early.
I mean, I also heard it's good. Seen a few in-ranked games, but yeah, I honestly, this is a big surprise for me. I want to see how this Melissa really turns out.
What's the expectation kind of with the shock happening? Why is Melissa showing up here and making a big impact?
Firstly, that's my favorite hero. Secondly, they're all melee here, so they can't get past this ult Melissa to go away. It's such a clean front to back with a little bit of spice to enter the back line.
Yeah, the thing that I like about Vamos Drive is that they have multiple win conditions. If the link doesn't work out, you got the Melissa. If somehow the Melissa doesn't work out, you still got the link. So it's very interesting.
Gonna be tough for Vamos to lose this one based on the draft. The studio likes it. We'll see if our casters like it as well. As game 2 underway between Team Vamos and Team Falcons MENA. Vamos, if they win, they take the win overall.
Hey, we like it just as much, man. Me and Gideon also looked at each other at the Melissa last pick, but we're talking about Ling, Eudora, and Melissa in this game 2 from Vamos. Gideon, is this very Vamos of them?
This is the first time that I'm seeing it, honestly. And if Vamos want to take this angle, I don't think it's actually that bad. I agree with what LaFole's been saying. Look at the emblems. It also reflects the exact same thing. They want to make sure that this early game actually goes well. What I am curious is about Clockwood as well as Zcreef. They had a bit of a tough time at level 1 and level 2 in the previous game. And then by early mid-game is when you're expecting them to start, winning out on these fights and looking for these lane ganks. I want to see whether they can improve upon that.
Ooh, nice little aggression here from Troll, but Error 4-4 is going to be fine. Again, the Ling has popped up a few times now through the course of, especially back in MWI, right? We saw the Ling come through. Oh, okay. And it's one of the things, again, where you can actually kind of hyper snowball on this hero, and it's sort of a risk in itself. But, in this case, I feel like it's supplemented really well with that Minotaur pick, even hell, the Eudora pick, because like Lafel said, once you get that Flask of the Oasis locked in and you do get a little bit of cooldown reduction.
Oh, the Deadly Magic, it's almost there. One more auto attack, but he can't actually get it. And now the Tempest of Blades comes down right onto Boyet. First blood instantaneously. Arrow 4-4 showing some mechanics. Traded flickers, but we're not going to punish that. That one, that's just ego. That's just by the way.
Yeah.
We both don't need this.
Let's just hold on our flickers. Let's use them, right? But yeah, it's one of those things where, as you saw, the support from the whole team synergistically for Vamos is what's so important. They really have to work with their kits together to make this, where then again, you kind of just rely on Natko to do his thing in the lane, scale up on the Melissa. We don't see the Melissa often, but we've all been there. Once that Melissa scales up, gets the items that she needs, like, it is very annoying to deal with her. That go away ultimate, pushing people away, especially the melee heroes that we talked about.
Let's see how this fight. The Deadly Magic is already out. Sipot takes the damage, but Throne Ruin catches onto 2 in the backline. Clockwood in trouble, can't run away. No Flicker dies to Sano as they start running down the individual members of Vamos one by one. Arrow 4-4 thinking about it. Oh, the getaway just in time to deny the angle, and Sanji has to get away. Despite everything that happened, Vamos actually now have primary position over this turtle.
Vamos should be able to get this. Boyd's trying to get his purple buff. I'm not sure if he's going to get in range here. So turtle secured for Vamos. They'll win the objective, but there is some fight here from Falcons.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. Again, especially, I'm curious about what Natco is going to go for his build, because he is doing phenomenal in this lane, like really surprisingly well. I would have imagined that when you were on that Freya, especially when you start thinking about the later stages of the game, the added range that Freya gets after using her ult actually is just a little bit bigger than the get away from me coming in from Natco. Well, unless they start spacing them out, but he's playing this lane perfectly.
Yeah, he is. So support, Troll wanted to visit, gets spotted out. The rest of the team from Vamos down there protecting Natco. Again, one of their winning angles, and there's multiple of them that they can play into throughout this game. So we got to see Team Falcons MENA kind of come up with their own game plan. Where is that game plan, I think, is the main question here, Gideon.
I mean, the arsenal is ready, the flickers are up. I think it's about finding the picks, right? Because here, Natco can only trade back against Sano for a certain amount of time. At this point, Sano should be strong enough to win out these trades. His natural base HP is pretty high, so he is strong side. I think for Vamos, it's about trying to deny Troll. If they can put Troll, make him lose his like flicker, kill him early, get the way of the dragon out, it becomes a lot easier to deal with some of the other problems like Boyet or in particular Sanji and Sano.
Part of that game plan for Team Falcons MENA also might be, again, for Cuffin. This Valentino was talked about quite a bit in the draft, you know, now that's come through twice. And, you know, most likely from the other side, what ultimate's he going to take? Probably the Minuan Fury, right? Try to set things up. Not sure if there's much else that he can utilize there, but that's one of the things. If it's Troll trying to get a pick, and let's say he's, hold on, bottom?
Yep, this is guaranteed kill here. Natco tries to get away, but Sano says, it's all right. You know, I can still throw my abilities through your shield. It's not considered an auto attack. It's good enough.
Yeah, as soon as I said, if Troll can get a kick, he gets a kick on Natco. So good play made there down in that bottom gold lane. Perfect timing for this turtle to be up too. He's going to be back up, but they'll try to blitz this.
Oh, Troll right immediately on top of Clockwood. Even though he had some peel, it's just not good enough with Throne of Ruin on top of him. Air 4-4 now cannot join this fight. He's thinking about trying to go for the steal, but he's getting blasted between the walls in midair. Now Tempest of Blades already up, looking for a trade onto Sano's side. The kick already came back up, and immediately Natco gets punished for it. They're looking for anything, but unfortunately the timings are all wrong. Suppa getting dove by 4 underneath the turret. Oz Esme, and finally Cuffin secures that kill.
Phenomenal fight there from Team Falcons, and I don't know, man. Natco's got to be feeling it. He's been kicked twice now by Troll. Definitely not feeling too good. And just when we thought, you know, as we look at the replay here by STC, you can see how this fight breaks out. You even come to this fight, Natco just revived, dies again off of the kick, and so now you're further behind. So that same scaling that we see in Game 2 is not going to replicate what we were able to see from Natco in Game 1.
Yeah, I think that Vamos might be allergic to getting Purifies at this point, right? Everybody needs that flicker to make a play, to get out of some pretty tight situations. The more reliable spell usually is supposed to be Purify, but at the same time, that makes you a susceptible target. Everybody is going to target you as soon as your abilities are down. And that should be said about everything, because now with quick rotations here, Sano should be able to take this top tier 1 without much contention.
Okay, turret down, Sano is able to do that. He is a menace to deal with. He's even got the Vengeance, which kind of just helps him, you know, dealing with if he decides, like what we've seen with the Freyas most of the time, they're able to go 1v2, 1v3 in some cases, and you get a start like this for Sano, you're going to be a big obstacle in the way for Vamos to deal with when it comes to these team fights breaking out, especially when we get past this next turtle, then the Lord. So now it's Vamos' idea to, you know, how do we make this work? Troll has been doing a great job just either zoning out, like being a threat, utilizing his kit, and whether he kicks someone or not.
Oh, wait, Tempest of Blades, they've already thrown out some good abilities, and a combo Boyet, and then into the Minoan Fury. Oh my god, it's a massacre! And now Sano looking to clean up the backline. Throne of Ruin does not connect, and Zeke, if he knows he's done for. Gets the heal just in time, and now Suppa and Air 4-4 need a 1v2. Sano and Sanji is trying to peel them off, but luckily they've got the DPS from Natco's side. Oh man, the reinforcements from every single angle. They might not be a professional team, but afterwards they should be paratroopers. They are dropping in hot.
Oh man, they have the clear signal to drop in. They went through. Unfortunate they could have capped out the kill. Last one on Sanji, but he is an Alice. that is a quick turnaround for Vamos. I mean, granted, everything that happened there, they did have to expend a whole lot. We're talking about battle spells, the ultimates that they needed. They took them to the bouncy house, right? That's what the Minotaur does, man. He sends everyone into the air. You get thrown up there. That's a clear signal for Arrow 404 on the Ling to come in with that Tempest Blades and pick up some kills. So again, it's the nature of making these kits work synergistically as they now focus on Sanji here.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at the way that they're zoning out. Like, what is Sanji supposed to do? If they play a traditional front-to-back, Vamos wins that every single time. So Falcons are trying to just snap their elbows, break their joints to kind of open up the formation.
Yeah, a whole lot being broken here at this point. An attempt from Boyette. Oh no,
the flank, it's good. Sano's trying, Minoa and Fury to try and buy a little bit of time as Nako repositions. Subot trying to peel the best of these camp, but they've already lost Clockhood, and now Arrow 404 needs to make the difference. Way of the Dragon already kicked, and the Terrify as well, but luckily able to get the Blade of Tempest in time. Nako needs to be a threat. They take out Troll, and they should walk away from this, but they get Sano on the way out.
Oh man. It was almost so good of a team fight there.
Oh, whoa. Throw the Ruin into 2. Can he actually get enough to kill him off? 1 HP! And Sanji gets Natko.
What happened with that fight, man? We went back and forth. I thought Vamos was going to go ahead and disengage after that. And they end up going for it again. So Falcons MENA ends up capitalizing a couple kills. That's better for them than that would have been, but still. What a bloodbath it's been. Lord's coming up in 10. Both teams showcasing they just want to fight it out. This Throne of Ruin initiation able to go ahead and take out Natko. Delaying them a little bit more was crucial here for Falcons MENA.
Man, that was definitely a never back down, never what moment. Both sides just refusing to let the kill score get anywhere past them. 1.4K, no big deal. But if they get one more kill than us, nah, we're gonna throw everything and see whether it sticks. Wait, Troll actually spots him up. Can they actually intercept this? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to. I think they just have that vision on him again. Trying to keep tabs on Arrow 4. Mind you, he has not died. Look at this.
Oh man, it's gonna be Bruiser, Harley, and finally some damage, and that's the third item with the Divine Glaive. Let's see how they play this out, because Arrow 404 is definitely going to be able to get that Lord first. Considering the positions of Falcons, like, they've got a widespread net, but they also understand the main damage dealers just don't have enough stats to finish the job.
I just can't picture that Brute Force breastplate under that wizard robe, man. He's like, I can't be getting all these hits.
How much you want to bet it's underneath the hat?
Probably is for some odd reason, right? So Lord secured. It's going to be marching its way with Vamos here in just a bit. But that's something that Falcons MENA can go ahead and defend against. They have to be able to go ahead and clear this out. Do they have decent clear? I think that's the big question. When you look at the heroes they have, how long can they clear out ways and defend? Maybe this one's fine. You know, first Lord push, they will lose some tier 2 turrets. But ultimately, defending in the base, is this a composition to actually capitalize on that?
Really, it is, and I think the only one who has decent wave clear in the later stages has to be Sano, but that's a big risk. He's melee, right? So if he goes up to touch that wave, Vamos is looking to capitalize on that wave. Wow, how did Troll get there? Why is Troll sitting in the mid lane here? He's got a bit of a flank. He's trying to make it happen. Conceal. He finds it. Nakto's head. Throw the rune onto 4, straight into the descent of Valkyries, and now the backline's getting attacked. Arrow 4-4 looking to try and get something underneath the Vamos banner. 10-10, and now it might be 11-10 here as Boyette finds Subot.
Hey, Troll does it again, man. Troll goes off on an angle you wouldn't see.
Oh my goodness.
With the conceal as well. Finding Natko again. You know who? There is no go away from me if it's Troll's Cho.
Dude, Troll, he is a sniper here. He is just finding crazy angles. And for now, I would say that these two teams, the power of friendship is strong in both.
Yeah, right now too. Lord was basically dealt with. It did get the shield, you know, but ultimately Vamos on the first Lord wasn't really able to get too much off of it. Much better for Team Falcons MENA that they were able to go ahead and stop that push from happening. They do maintain the tier 2 mid turret for now, but off of that, again, leading into this next objective is where they want to go ahead and focus on. A winner crown is picked up. Sanji has been doing a phenomenal job on the Alice, man. He's been able to set up Troll again on the hunt.
Oh, man, they find an insta-kill, and Nako just disappears into dust. His Clockwind is the only damage dealer next to the Blade of Tempest, which you haven't seen being used yet. Arrow 4-4, he was too busy clearing those waves, and it's forcing Falcons to make a choice. There's no wave to deal with right now, and they might lose an inhibitor on bot side for nothing. All for this purple buff.
Okay, choke out what you can. Continue to find Natko. Vamos has to do something about this. They can't just let Troll continue on coming off from that backside and then just kicking Natko. When you lose your gold laner like that, your damage is really expended. Yes, you still have a Ling. Yeah, you still have the Eudora for that magical damage there. But man, losing the Melissa, especially if you're supposed to be popping out all of that damage in these team fights, it's a big problem to deal with. And Troll's been just everywhere. When you don't even expect him, he's just giving information like this to the rest of the team.
Yeah, they got to bring those phones closer to their eyes, unfortunately. It's really tough to see the conceal, especially when you're so close to a wall. It just looks like just a moving shadow. Arrow 4-4 losing 50% of his HP. Not great. He needs to heal back up by auto-attacking.
Oh, they want to blitz.
Oh, here comes Throne Ruin. They want Blade Tempest already comes up, and they called it with a flicker. Arrow 4 does fine, at least the Lord, but Nako, he's able to start kiting them out. This was the problem, and Owen Fury catches onto one, but the backline Asano needs to get at least one, but it's too late. Clockwind, really good peel. No flickers being used by Zkeep or Clockwind as the rest of the team now takes advantage of Falcons.
Yeah, again, I don't know if Falcons MENA just kind of got scrambled around with trying to keep tabs on Arrow 404, or, that's the nature of having the Ling, but then this was a really good play. As we look at the replay here brought to us by STC, you can see this. They blitzed that Lord. They made the quick decision to go for it. That Go-Ami was already dropped down. That is massive in that fight there to keep Natko protected finally.
Yeah.
And to be able to stay alive. Again, that's what I was talking about, man. The damage.
Look at the poor man. He's just, he is force-feeding him water, but luckily he's still...
Like Mr. Gush.
Hey, look, it's a very different sound here. I'll tell you. Wait until Gore gets picked up and I'll show you the Mystic Gush. But in the meantime, this is the big problem with sieging, especially with Melissa. One of her greatest strengths is throwing muddles past the wave so that Falcons can't walk up and you can poke them out early. Conceal out, okay, Deadly Magic too, but Zkeep, he's already in that front lines. He's paying attention.
Okay, Cuffin's got the Minoan Fury. They're going to go for this mid-turret.
Minoan Fury coming out. Oh no, but the back line getting attacked already. Zkeep is already dead. Throne Ruin is great, but the Blade of Tempest might just be a little bit better. Boyet down to the ground, and they're looking for one more in Alice 2 for the triple.
Oh, it's only Troll alive. He's going to try to clear out the waves. He kicks Arrow 404. Uh-oh. There's nothing he can do off that.
Truly nothing, and that's the danger of Ling in these assassin matchups. Ling is so good at one-shotting you. You can be the most mobile hero in the world, but if you don't got those iframes, it's a dangerous game of ball.